Hi and welcome to this lecture where I'm going to show you how to map faders and dials on your MIDI device to different parameters in FL Studio. I'm also going to show you how you can do this with third-party plugins, and then I'm going to show you how you can set up multiple MIDI devices. So let's first of all set up this MIDI controller that we have plugged into our computer. So let's go over to Options and then go down to MIDI Settings. Then here on the output, we're going to select Oxygen 25, and we're also going to check Send Master Sync. And for the input, I'm going to select the same keyboard and also go down and check Enable. And for the controller type, it's automatically realized it's this Oxygen 25. This is a very common MIDI keyboard. So if your MIDI keyboard doesn't appear here, you can always go up and check Generic Controller. Okay, let's close this settings window. And now let's select a synth and play a note on our MIDI keyboard. Great, it's working. And now let's assign a dial to our MIDI device. So to do this, all you need to do is right-click on a dial that you'd like to link up. For this example, I'm going to use the cutoff for the master filter. And then under Remote Control, click on Link to Controller. And now simply move the dial that you'd like to map to this parameter. Okay, great. I just moved the dial on my MIDI keyboard and we can see there it's controlling the master filter cutoff on this synth. So if I play a note now and adjust the dial on my MIDI keyboard, we can see and hear it adjusting this master filter cutoff. And for another example, I'm going to map the resonance on this master filter to another dial on my MIDI keyboard. So I'm going to right-click this dial and go down to Link to Controller. And now I'm going to move another dial on my MIDI keyboard. Okay, I just moved the dial and you can see there, it's moving the resonance. Okay, let's just play a note back now, and I'm going to move both of these dials, which will move the master filter cutoff and also the resonance. Okay, when I move the dials, you can see and hear it moving the master filter cutoff and resonance. Okay, I'm just going to show you how you can delete this link from the MIDI controller to the parameter in the synth. So all you do is go up to Current Project in the browser, and then go down to Remote Control. And here we can see the master filter cutoff, and let's just delete this for example, and we do this by clicking, and then click on Reset, and here you can see the channel and the control number has changed. And then we need to go down and hit Accept, and this will delete the link between the MIDI keyboard and the parameter. So now I'm moving the dial on the MIDI keyboard again, and you can see it's not moving the filter cutoff anymore. Another way to delete the link is by right-clicking on the parameter, and then going down to Link to Controller, and then hit Reset, and Accept again. And now if we right-click this parameter again, we can see there's no tick next to Link to Controller because we have unlinked this. One thing that's really great about FL Studio is you can link almost any movable parameter to your MIDI device. So if I go down to the bass channel here, and I right-click the fader, I can go down to Link to Controller. And now I'm going to move a different dial on my MIDI keyboard. And you can see there, as I'm moving this dial, it's moving this fader. Again, I'm just going to delete this link by going down to Link to Controller, and then hitting Reset, and then Accept. And now if I move the same dial on my MIDI keyboard, you can see it's not moving this fader anymore. One thing to note, if you move any parameter on your MIDI device, you can actually see this in the hint panel in the top left. So up here, this dial will turn green when I move a dial on my MIDI device. So you can see it's lighting up there, but it's not moving the bass fader anymore. And I'm just going to move the bass fader back to 0 with my mouse. Another thing I'm going to show you is how you can link your MIDI device to a third-party plugin in FL Studio. So anything that's native to FL Studio, you'll be able to just simply right-click on it. However, if you want to link your MIDI device to a third-party plugin in FL Studio, I recommend going through this process. So I've added a track here, which is Serum Synth by Xfer. So this is a paid third-party synth that doesn't come with FL Studio. And if I play a note now, you can hear the default sound that it creates. So for example, in Serum, if we want to change the level for oscillator 1, we just move this dial down here. So all you need to do is choose a parameter in your third-party plugin and then just move it a little bit. For example, I'm just going to move the level for oscillator 1. And now we go up to Tools and then go down to Last Tweaked. So from here, we can see it says Serum A Vol, so it's Serum Oscillator A Volume, and then go down to Link to Controller. And now I'm moving this dial on my MIDI device, and it's moving this dial on this third-party synth. So if I play the note back now, you can hear and see there that it's changing the level for this third-party synth. Just remember, you can do this for any parameter. So just to recap, move whatever you would like to map, and then go up to Tools, and then go down to Last Tweaked, and then go down to Link to Controller, and then move a dial or fader on your MIDI device. And then it will link to the last thing you tweaked in your third-party plugin. One thing to note though is you can't just simply right-click to remove the link in third-party plugins. So if you'd like to remove the link, you have to go over to the browser, click on Current Project, and then go down to Remote Control. And here, for example, we can see the links made with Serum. So what we need to do now is just click on this, hit Reset, and then Accept. And let's just do the same with the other. Click on this, go on Reset, and then Accept. And then if we go back on Remote Control, notice it's not there anymore. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can set up multiple MIDI devices and have them linked to different channels. So this could be useful if you want to play with a friend and have both of you play different instruments on MIDI devices, or if you're using a MIDI drum pad and you want to have this linked to drums and have your MIDI keyboard control something else. Okay, to do this, go on Options and then go on MIDI Setting. And here I want to use this LPD8, which is a MIDI drum pad. So I'm going to select this, and below here I'm going to check Send Master Sync. And do the same for the input. I'm going to select this LPD8 and then go down and check Enable. Under controller type, this drum pad does not appear, so I'm going to go up to Generic Controller. Now if I tap a pad on my MIDI drum pad, you'll be able to see it's active on Serum. Now if I select another channel and hit the same drum pad, you can see it's working for Flex. For this example though, I'm just going to show you how you can link a MIDI device to an individual channel in the channel rack. So to do so, right click on the channel and then go over to Receive Notes From. And here I'm going to choose this drum pad, which is the LPD8. And then click on this, No Input Port Set, click to Auto Assign. And now you can see this padlock appear on the kick channel. So if I play a trigger on my MIDI device, for this example, it's going to be this drum pad. You can see it's working with the kick now. So even if I select a different channel and I play my MIDI pad again, you can see it's working only with the kick channel. So you can do this with any MIDI device. So just to show you another example, if I select two channels by clicking and dragging over the selector, I'm going to now play something on my first MIDI device. So now my drum pad is linked to the kick track, but my MIDI keyboard can be used on any of the other channels. So just to quickly show you this again, I'm going to link up my MIDI keyboard to a channel. So I'm going to right click on Mini Synth and then go down to Receive Notes From and choose my Oxygen 25 MIDI keyboard. And here I'm going to check No Input Port Set, click to Auto Assign. And if this does not appear, just select All under MIDI Channel. And now, even if I have this other synth selected, and when I play a note on my MIDI device, you can still see it's coming out of Mini Synth. And this is the same for the drum pad. We can also play these two MIDI devices at the same time, and when I play the MIDI keyboard, it will be playing the Mini Synth, and when I play the drum pad, it will be playing the kick. So I'm just going to show you how to remove this. All you need to do is right click on the channel and then go down to Receive Notes From and then click on Unlock. So now if I click on Flex, for example, and play a note on my MIDI keyboard, it's no longer linked to Mini Synth. And you can see there it also works with Serum. We can do the same for the kick channel. Right click this, go to Receive Note From, and then click Unlock. And now if we click on another channel, clap for example, and I play the MIDI pad, it's going to trigger the clap. Okay, so that's the end of this lecture, where I showed you how to map faders and dials on your MIDI keyboard to certain parameters in FL Studio, and it also showed you how to set up multiple MIDI devices. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.